Hi guys, my name is Christina and welcome to my channel. And in today's video I wanted to talk to you about show don't tell and my own kind of way to explain it, which is text versus context. So let's talk about it. So show don't tell is very important for storytelling just because it is smarter storytelling and it's easier storytelling for your reader. It's not really as much about you're bad writer or bad storyteller if you tell instead of show. It's more like if you show, your reader's gonna remember it better. It's gonna get in their head without them realizing it. It's easy experience for your reader and you can put a lot of information in them like this. And if you're telling some long story, it's very important. Usually I hear obviously this in novel drawing. No one draws novels except the people who draw comics. I normally see it a lot when I watch videos of other author tubers. I guess I'm an author tuber, illustrator, people on the YouTube who are writers, and they're talking about show don't tell a lot. I understand why they more tend to do this, because in writing that's literally everything is actually telling. You're not actually showing anything, and even if you are showing something, you are showing that, if it makes sense, because everything is text and you're literally just telling things. Whereas, for example, for comics, we actually do show. We actually have visuals. We don't tell that there was a building standing on the hill. We just show buildings standing on the hill. And the same way it goes for movies or any other visual medium. It's kind of easier for us, and it's understandable that writers who write novels, they are more apprehensive about the problem. A lot of videos that I watch, like, they're good and people actually get to the point, but I feel that for me, I'm kind of conceptualizing this idea a little bit different. A lot of people give an example of, like, instead of saying she was beautiful, female character I assume, or a dog, or a horse, or a ship, I don't know, anything that can be she that is beautiful. Basically, you can either say she was beautiful, or you can describe what you're seeing, which will make you conclude that she, whoever she is beautiful. But I think that's not the great example. Obviously, yes, it is more showing than telling, but when I think show don't tell, I think text versus context. Text would be saying she was beautiful. Text would be she had blue eyes, she had curly blonde hair that was shining under the sun's, I don't know. I don't write that. I don't write in English. I'm not a novelist in English, so forgive me, don't even mind. But basically, to me, it's not necessarily that. To me, it's still pretty telling. You're still telling her beautiful aspect. I would suggest use context. Make people understand that other people perceive her as beautiful by their interaction with her, by the way they smile at her, by the way people react to her, by the attention that she is getting, but how she's posing herself. And does she understand her beauty? Does she not understand her beauty? How other people around her react? Is she charismatic? Is she not charismatic? Does she make people, is she like in a sexy way, or she feels like more innocent and, you know, like kind of like in a cutie sort of way. Show it, to me, showing would be show how other people react to this in the very noticeable moments, so that your reader gets this information through the context. They understand she's beautiful without ever reading word that is describing her beauty or telling that she's beautiful. The same things, for example, if you have a dialogue and you have a character who, for example, is angry, you can say that the character, that POV that you're using, is noticing that the character is angry, like noticing his anger, or noticing that the character, he, she, whoever, have like reddened face, very active body language. Instead of that, you can just show certain action that the angry character does, the way they speak in certain words, the way they react to certain things, compared to how other people react to certain things. It is context. People will understand that this character is angry without you ever saying that they are angry, or ever saying, oh, he yelled, or he said it in a, you know, anchored tone, or, you know, just describing their like aggressive body language or something like this. To me, that context, this what counts for showing. To me, it's very important because, as I said, it's very important to put as much information to your reader and make it as invisible as possible. So your reader just opens the page, skims through the page, they didn't read anything about stating some important information, but they go to another page already being real updated, like they uploaded the software update, like basically the new information about your world without even noticing this. It's easy on them, and it's also will make their experience better because they would feel, oh, oh, I get it. I really get it what is happening, and I don't remember ever reading an instruction. In comic, even though we do have more opportunities of showing and not telling, it's still easy to fall into this pit, especially with dialogue. And I definitely still learn it, and I'm definitely still figuring out, but at least what I figured out is with dialogue, show characters' expression instead of them saying yes, no, I don't know, agreeing, disagreeing, all these words. Cut them all out as much as you can and try to compensate for showing their agreeance, disagreeance, confusion, resolve, anger, suspicion, all of this emotion through the way they look, through what they do or what they don't do, through the actions they do, through the information they decided to not tell, through all of these tiny details that I call context, because your reader will get what's happening without you actually telling that is happening. It's and without you making an important panel of your character face being very resolute, even though those are helpful. But for example, you don't have to do this. The character might have a discussion with another character. You might notice by what they decide to say and what they decide not to say that they have decided to do something. For example, make it so that by the way your character talking about the problem, your reader can assume that your character coming up with some solution and they have some idea in mind without them saying, I have an idea in mind. You might show their mind is focusing on something else. They are not wondering about what they're gonna do about the situation anymore. They ask questions that are more about how we're gonna solve this problem. Something like this. So they gather a lot of information through the context. For me, what I realize, I usually write dialogues, and then as I go to put them into the drawing page, I use my dialogues more as a guide rather than as a decided dialogues that are gonna necessarily appear on the page. In the dialogues, when I just basically writing the tone of the scene, who is being confronted, who is confronting, who is doing what kind of with the speech and with the decisions. But when I start drawing, I challenge myself to cut out phrases as much as possible and replace them with characters' body language, characters' facial expression, what character decided to look at, what character decided not to say if they touch some important object, or kind of guess it as body language if they decided to look certain way that can communicate whatever I was trying to tell with dialogue in my script. And as much of the words that I can cut out and replace them with actual drawing, the better. So this is for me what I'm calling showing, not telling. Context versus text. This is kind of my short video on this particular question because it's been discussed a lot, and I decided I will add my 5 cents into the conversation, and I hope this video is helpful for you. And let me know what you think about show, don't tell, and what are your tips and tricks on how to show more, tell less. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I hope you're having a good day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much guys for watching.